Welcome to Greenhouse Server Vlog number 2. I'm really excited about having the project out. The Indiegogo is now started. We are hoping it goes well. The really nice thing about having the project out in the open is people get to ask questions. And the nice thing about questions is you get to answer them. One of the common questions I've been asked is how we're planning to actually manage the fact that our two businesses don't really play well with each other. For a data center, you need high security, low humidity, and you can't have water everywhere. In a greenhouse, you need to have people going around, you need to have heating, and you have humidity and water all over the place. The simple answer is we're not going to manage that. We're actually going to be doing something much better, which is build two different businesses. The greenhouse is a business on one side in its own building. The data center is a data center in its own building. We will be using heat pumps to transfer, when needed, heat from the data center into the greenhouse so that they can maintain the temperatures they need. The challenges in the balancing act of the need for heat from the greenhouse and the cooling need for the data center. We can't exactly shut down servers just because the greenhouse does not need heat. We'll be using something called vertical geothermals, using a closed loop to handle this balancing act. The idea is we'll basically have a cooling system that has the ability to decide where it sends the heat. When the greenhouse needs heating, it will send the heat into the greenhouse. When it does not need heat into the greenhouse, we will be sending the heat into the ground using geothermal wells. I will have a link in the description below to articles that explain how closed loop geothermal works, especially in the case of vertical. But what you need to know is basically this. You run pipes deep into the ground that are closed. It's a closed loop, so you don't actually pump anything inside the ground itself. You're not sending water or anything into the ground. And what you do is you basically pass your cooling fluid, the part that normally goes outside for an AC unit that vents the heat outside. Instead, you vent the heat into the ground. The main advantage there is one of efficiency. You need less electricity to pump the heat away this way. You are also able to pump heat out of the ground this way, so that in the winter, when it is extremely cold, and the data center cannot provide enough heat to keep the greenhouse warm, it will be an option for them to be able to use the same geothermal wells to compensate for the rest of the heat. People have also asked me how I'm qualified to do a greenhouse and a data center. And the simple answer is I'm not. I'm an IT guy. I've done multiple complex IT projects before. I've built, designed, and implemented complex IT systems. I've helped build data centers before, but I have no idea how a greenhouse works. This is why we are not actually handling the greenhouse ourselves. We are partnering with an existing greenhouse here that is looking to expand its business. They will be building a brand new greenhouse next to our data center that will be able to take advantage of the extra heat that we have to keep themselves warm. They know how to handle a greenhouse. They know what to grow, when to grow it, and how to grow it, which I have absolutely no idea how to do myself. The same goes for geothermals. I will not pretend I know everything there is to do about it. However, there are a lot of companies here that are flourishing that do exactly that. As any large project involving this many kinds of technologies, I'm not going to do everything by myself. We will be using local knowledge, local partners, every time it is possible and worth it, which is going to be a lot of the time. People have also commented on my voice. Yes, I am French Canadian. I'm also making this vlog outside, as you can see, and it is cold. So this does have a little bit of an effect. In conclusion, yes, the project is new. It is something that's not been done before as far as we can tell. But The challenges are much less than it looks at first glance once you actually take the time to think about it. It's really a question of using existing technologies in a way that's just never been thought of before. It's really all about not wasting heat. It's a waste for me, it's something useful for them, so let's get it to where it is useful.